Go back about 2 years and no one had heard the term deepfake, but in December of 2017 on Reddit, that started to change. Deepfake videos, which are manipulated using AI, can make someone appear as though they're saying or doing something that they're not. The first wave of deepfakes would typically involve replacing the face of an adult performer with one from a celebrity. But they've since gone mainstream. Now you can find them being used to sway opinion or stir up controversy, where politicians and others are in the public eye are being manipulated using deepfake technology. Henry Ajder is the head of communications and research analysis for a firm called Deeptrace Labs. They use a mix of manual search and web scraping to find and identify deepfake videos from across the internet. As tools for creating deepfakes become more widely available, now you have news organizations and online platforms hiring Deeptrace to help ID the fakes. So, Henry, thank you so much for joining us today on the Kim Komando Show. How big is the problem with deepfake technology on the internet?
It's a problem which is rapidly growing and proliferating. Certainly in the last 6 months, we've seen a significant increase in deepfakes, almost a 100% increase in the number online. And as our research has shown, 96% of these are pornographic, but they are becoming increasingly used in other contexts such as cybersecurity and political sabotage.
So when you're talking about deepfake video, are there any telltale signs? I mean, maybe in the deepfake video, the person doesn't look right, or maybe they don't blink. Are there any things that we could say, oh yeah, that's totally a deepfake?
So there are definitely telltale signs, things like visual artifacts surrounding the face, poor rendering of fine details such as hair or jewelry such as earrings. But you raised blinking as a potential option, and this is where there's a bit of a danger with giving kind of definitive answers on what the human eye can detect when it comes to deepfakes. The reason being that the technology is developing so fast that these kind of visual tells are being trained out very quickly. So if we say kind of with confidence that these are things you can look for, that can actually lead to false confidence as those features no longer feature in improved deepfakes moving forwards.
So how does your company identify a real video from a fake video?
Our technology at DTrace fundamentally looks for the kind of digital fingerprints which are left behind on the videos or images that are generated by these networks. And it kind of picks up on these through training and learning from lots and lots of inputs, lots of data we provide it, how to pick up on things that the human eye cannot see. So this tool is we're still developing it. It's becoming increasingly accurate at detecting deepfakes. But essentially, we are preparing for a future where the human eye is no longer a reliable guide for detecting what is real and what is not.
If you wanted to create a deepfake video, are these standard, what we would call off the shelf, or do I have to go to the dark web, or where would somebody find something like that?
Sure. So, I mean, another one of the common misconceptions with deepfakes is that they are incredibly easy to make. It's incredibly easy to make a bad quality deepfake if you put in the time and just learning how to use some of the open source tools which are readily available to download for free online. But to create a very convincing deepfake requires a level of expertise and computational power that is out of the reach of most people. But yeah, we found apps being developed which again are free online for people to use. It can be downloaded on a computer. There are people also selling services, so you can pay to make a deepfake for you.
You mentioned briefly deepfakes in pornography. Is this done primarily for the sites to have additional videos, or are we talking about revenge porn, or what is it?
So the vast majority of deepfake pornography is targeting female celebrities, and indeed we found that almost 100% of deepfakes are targeting women. So this is a form of digital violence against women, and yeah, the majority are of celebrities. I don't think that diminishes the harm being caused to those people, but nonetheless, they are still public figures. But we're seeing private individuals increasingly being targeted in revenge pornography attacks, as you said. And also as a way for people essentially to kind of access, I guess, fantasies they may have had about people in a tangible sense.
Does your company work with the likes of Facebook and Snapchat and Twitter and the list goes on, so that if a video pops up on their site, that there's somebody to actually authenticate that video is real?
Sure. So I can't name explicitly the people we're working with, but certainly social media are very attentive to these problems. They've been releasing some policy reflections and things like this recently. One approach that we could take, for example, with a social media company is implementing our technology at the upload stage, for example. So if synthetic manipulation or generation is detected, those companies can then moderate that content and decide whether they want to publish it or not, because not all uses of synthetic media are negative. Technically, a Snapchat filter or some of the computational photography algorithms running in your iPhone, for example, are using similar technologies that are found in deepfakes. So we want to be careful that we're not saying all synthetic media is bad, but that there are some certainly explicitly malicious use cases that we find with deepfakes, for sure.
What do you see happening with deepfake technology, say, over the next 24 months?
I think from my end, I would anticipate that, again, the number of deepfakes online will continue to grow, especially as tools become more accessible to people like you and myself, who aren't perhaps techies in terms of computer scientists, but they are becoming increasingly more accessible to everyday individuals. So I imagine the numbers will rapidly increase. I would also imagine the realism of the cutting edge techniques to improve to the point where, again, it is incredibly difficult to distinguish with the human eye what is real and what is not. But of course, it's a prediction. It's very hard to see that far ahead with a technology which is changing as rapidly as this one.
It certainly is growing so quickly. And Henry, thank you so much for speaking with us today about the growing problem of deepfake videos. And to learn more about this technology and how it's been used over the past 2 years, check out our coverage over at komando.com. Hey, thanks for watching. Now, a few things. Don't forget to click the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for more digital know-how, check out all these other great links.